Welcome to the 7th video lecture of Marketing Research Semester 5 Module 1. In today's video lecture, we are going to continue where we left off in a previous video lecture, that is classification of research, and today we'll finish it. So let's begin. In our previous classes, we have seen the classification of research based upon various different criteria, that is 3 different criteria we have taken into consideration. The first one was purpose of doing research. The second one is classification based upon uses of research. The third one was classification based upon the time dimension of research. Today we are going to study the classification based upon data collection types or techniques that are used. So based upon the data collection techniques that we are going to use, research can be either classified into quantitative research or qualitative research. That is here qualitative research and quantitative research, quantitative and qualitative. Now as the name suggests, we know that data can be either quantitative in nature or qualitative in nature. Quantitative data are data which can be counted, so it can be measured, whereas qualitative data are data which cannot be counted or measured. They have little bit of judgmental feeling to it. So let's see in detail what are these research techniques. So research data collection techniques. The first one is quantitative data. Now as we all know, quantitative data can be expressed in numbers. That is the main important thing. Quantitative data can be expressed in numbers and graphs. Hence it is known as quantitative data. And if we are using quantitative data in our research, then this research is known as quantitative research technique. Now it is generally used to test or confirm theories and assumptions, generally used in laboratories. This type of research can be used to establish generalizable facts about certain topics. So it is mainly used to establish some generalizable facts about a topic. So as I've already told, quantitative techniques or quantitative research technique is generally used wherever in lab experiments or some other techniques where quantifiable data is available, data that can be expressed in numbers or graphs. Now common quantitative methods that are used include experiments, that is the lab experiments, so you get the data in numbers, in quantifiable terms. Observations, whenever observations are recorded in terms of certain numbers, so observations recorded in numbers. Then surveys, that is your questionnaires when you are giving, so you get a feedback form sometimes. And when you have close-ended questions, close-ended questions are questions which have options, option A, option B, option C, option D, option E. Sometimes you get questions like how much do you like the sandwich in a hotel, so or what do you feel about the sandwich, or tea, coffee provided by a hotel. Very good, good, average, poor, very poor. So these kind of questions which have options are known as close-ended questions. So whenever you get questions which are close-ended, they are quantitative in nature. Quantitative nature has very much higher applications because you can use them to find out averages. You can also use them to find out where do a lot of statistical analysis can be done through quantitative data. The second type of research technique that we are going to study today is qualitative research. So qualitative research is, as I've told, is cannot be expressed in terms of numbers. It is generally expressed in terms of words. It includes opinions, many times judgments of people. So they say, for example, beauty of certain thing. So beauty cannot be expressed in terms of numbers directly. It can be expressed in terms of say words. For example, pain experienced by a patient in a hospital. So pain cannot be very easily quantified, but on a qualitative basis you can tell how much pain the patient is suffering. So qualitative research consists of qualitative data that are expressed in words. It cannot be measured directly converted into or expressed in numbers. It is generally used to understand the concepts or the thoughts. So used to understand the concepts, thoughts or experiences. This type of research enables you to gather in-depth insights on topics that are not well understood. So, for example, pain experienced by the patient in the hospital, you cannot understand that well. So, generally, what happens is people, when the doctor comes, he asks you how much pain you are feeling. Is it mild or is it severe? So mild and severe may be two different things, but for one person, whatever one person may say mild, and for the same amount of pain, another patient may say that the pain is severe, because they, again, yeah, as I've said, qualitative data is judgmental in nature, so it may differ from person to person. You cannot quantify it. So that is the problem with qualitative data. Common qualitative methods that we come across include interviews with open-ended questions. You do not have options, so the respondent, that is the person who is answering your questions, is free to answer anything. You are not restricting or limiting him to certain options. There are no options given to them. Then observations described in words. So observations, if they are described in numbers, then it becomes a quantitative data. If observations are described in terms of words, then it becomes a qualitative data. Then literature reviews that explore concepts and theories are qualitative data. So in today's lecture we have seen the fourth type, that is research based upon data collection types. So it can be either qualitative or quantitative techniques. So quantitative data are or research is data where it is collected in terms of quantitative terms, that is data that is expressed in numbers and graphs, whereas qualitative research is expressed in terms of words. Examples of quantitative research are lab experiments, observations in terms of numbers, etc. Examples of qualitative data are data that are for example, survey with open-ended questions, that is which do not have any options, interviews with people, or sometimes even observations that are recorded in terms of words. So with this we finish classification of research. In the next video lecture we shall begin with some new subtopic.